If your printer just refused a cartridge you already paid for, start here. That error probably is not a faulty cartridge, it is an authentication check. Your printer looked at the chip, decided it was not one of theirs, and stopped. The fix is in your printer's own settings. Find the firmware update option and switch it from automatic to notify me. Then, when the next update arrives, you get to say no. That is not a workaround. That is HP's own published advice on HP's own support page. There is a catch, and the catch is the whole story. Case File 10. Your printer. Here is what that support page actually says. HP writes that firmware updates can improve the printer, add features, and protect against security threats. Then, in the same sentence, it says those updates can also block cartridges from working in the printer. And then 5 more words, including cartridges that work today. Read that again. The company is telling you, in writing, that an update it sends over the internet can stop a cartridge that is working right now from working tomorrow. Nothing about the cartridge changes. The printer just changes its mind about it. Now the catch. You can refuse those updates, unless you are on Instant Ink, HP's ink subscription, or you use their remote printing service. The same page says those programs require your printer to accept automatic updates. So the customers paying HP every month are the ones who cannot decline the update that blocks everybody else's ink. The people most locked in have the fewest options. That is not an accident of engineering. That is the design. This has happened before, at scale. In 2016, HP sent out a firmware update, and office jet printers that had been working began rejecting cartridges their owners had already bought. HP's own chief operating officer apologized in writing. He said the company should have done a better job of communicating with customers, and HP put out a second update that removed the block. Owners sued anyway. That case settled in a federal court in California, and a judge signed it off in April 2019. Then it did it again in 2020. To understand why a company keeps doing this, stop looking at the printers and look at HP's accounts. They are public, so we can just read them. In the 12 months to October 2025, HP's printing division took in $16.7 billion. Ink and toner was almost $11 billion of that. Printers sold to people at home, the actual machines, brought in just over $1 billion. So the ink earns around 9 times what the home printers earn. Ink is not an accessory to the business. Ink is the business. The printer is how it gets into your house. Now hold that next to what it costs HP when a regulator objects. In December 2020, the Italian Competition Authority fined HP 10 million euros, not for a technical breach, for misleading and aggressive commercial practices. The authority found that HP had built these limits into the firmware and had failed to tell people at the point of sale, so buyers concluded their non-HP cartridges must be faulty. And the authority found one more thing, which almost nobody reported. The printer keeps a record of which cartridges you put in it, original or not. That record goes back to HP. The authority found it was used 2 ways: to build a database for commercial strategy, and to refuse service on printers that had used other people's ink. So the machine on your desk reports what you feed it, and the report can be used against you when you ask for help. HP's own warranty page confirms the second half. Using another company's cartridge does not void your warranty, but any damage they decide is down to that cartridge is not covered. 10 million euros. Set that against a printing division that earned $3.1 billion in operating profit in a single year. The fine is around 0.3%. That is not a punishment. That is a line item. Which brings us to how this ended in court. Customers sued in California in December 2020. The case ran for more than 4 years. It settled, and a judge approved that settlement in March 2025. HP admitted no wrongdoing. Customers affected by the update received nothing. The lawyers asked the court for up to $725,000 in fees, and owners of 21 specific printer models won the right to decline the update or to roll it back. Read that remedy carefully because it is the lesson. After 9 years, 2 waves of firmware, a European regulator, and 4 years of litigation, what buyers won was permission to refuse. Not a rule that says stop, an option to opt out on 21 models. Every printer built since December 2016 that is not on that list is exactly where it was before. The control was never missing here. A regulator named the practice, priced it, and ordered the packaging changed. The courts got involved and produced a checkbox. Nobody ever had to stop because at 0.3%, stopping was the expensive option. So go and change that setting. Firmware updates set to notify, not automatic. It is your printer. Right now, it is the only vote you have. This was Case File 10. This was Court.